Hello everyone, this is Janice with cricketology.blogspot.com, and today I'm going to be showing you something I learned from Split Coast Stampers. It wasn't Beata John's, it was someone else that did a video on how to make your own buttons, and I was totally tickled by this because I like the idea of being able to coordinate a project, you know, and just be able to match things perfectly. And so I made a little collection here. I'm going to show you what I did, but it also is an idea for Carol Ann from Logan's Crafty Mama. She wants to make bingo chips, and so, or you know, the little bingo markers, but not with numbers, with letters, for a little mini book that she's making for her new dog that's coming soon. So anyway, here's some of the buttons that I made using this really cool technique that I learned from them. This was, right here was my first one, and I just love it. And then I made a heart-shaped one, and what I used was the little makers from Creative Memories, the shape makers. Okay, and so this is the smallest one, the 1 inch and the 1 inch and 3/4 of an inch circle. So let me show you what I did. I have 4 circles here. I'm going to move this aside because this one's actually wet with glossy accents. Right here. Okay. And so I'm going to move this one out of the way, and I'll tell you the story about this one in a moment. Okay, so I got some craft cardstock because I thought that looks most like a bingo number. What do you call those? Bingo chips? And so I've got 5. You could do it with 4. 5 makes it really thick. You could do as many as you want. And then I'm going to make a smaller, I want to make these little rings right here to make a little, just like a little ring around it. Because the bingo markers, I don't know what to call them, you know, they're the ones with the numbers, you know, and they call the numbers out. Well, anyway, they're kind of raised. The ink on them, they're kind of raised. I grew up around bingo because my grandmother and my mom and everybody, they used to play bingo at my grandmother's place. And so I grew up with them. Okay, so what I did was I punched a 3/4 inch circle. I pushed it all the way in, and then you line it up with the larger one, and you just push it all the way in, and it lines up. Then you have to line it up and down. Okay, and so I made 3 of those little rings, and then what you do is simply you just glue all of these together, and I'm not sure that I want to do that on camera. That might take a long time and be very boring. So I'm just going to tell you what I did, okay? I got this cool, I can't believe I have these. These are called the typewriter keys, and it's by Close to My Heart. I'm not sure if they even have them anymore because I've had them for a very long time. And then my Real Red from Stampin' Up, which I don't even know if they have a color called Real Red anymore. Just 2 items that I've had for quite some time. The ink is probably, gosh, maybe 7 years old, and it still works really well. And so then I'm going to line that up in the center of one of the circles, and I chose a B because, oh, and it didn't stamp very well, so we'll do the back. The key is to let that craft paper soak up the ink. Okay, much better. And then all you're going to do simply is just, you know, glue these one on top of the other. And make sure you get the glue all the way to the edges so that it doesn't pull up. I'm just going to do a few here. Oh, maybe I'll do them all. I don't know. I didn't get it to the edges, so I'm just spreading it around. And I'm using my Tombow Mono multi-liquid glue. If you let that glue dry without putting anything on it, it becomes like a repositionable. So kind of like our two-way glue. I've pretty much just started, I just use this now, and the clear. Those are my two favorite go-to glues. I like the pens, but sometimes it just doesn't stick very well. Alright. Okay, then we have to put the rings on. Got my little craft sheet here. It's nice. Just line those up. Too much. It's real sticky, this glue. So that's one thing. If you get it on your fingers, if you kind of don't like to have messy fingers, it does get pretty sticky. But I find that alcohol really makes glue come off of your tools, of your table, off your craft mat. I just finished cleaning my craft mat and my tools and with some alcohol yesterday. Just some alcohol from Walmart, you know, nothing special. Cheap bottle of alcohol. Rubbing alcohol, that is. Okay, so there you go. Okay, and you can leave it like that for bingo chip. That's cute. Or, you know, we could have even embossed the letter and then left it like that. That's a whole other idea. The first thing that I did was this. Okay, because when I was playing around, this is a glossy accent one, okay? And that's nice and I like it, but I wanted it to have that dimension of a button, and so I use UT. UT is ultra thick embossing enamel. It comes in a great big bottle at Michael's or Joann's, and you just hit it with the heat gun and it melts, and you just do multiple layers and it dries, you know, within moments, within seconds. Whereas, you know, with this you have to be more patient because it takes maybe half an hour because it's such a thick layer of glossy accents. So, you know, I was having a hard time with the waiting thing. That's something God is working on me with. And I did one with a star, you know, and this is the ultra thick embossing enamel, but what happened was that it got so thick there in the middle you can't see the letter. Okay, so that's no good for that. But this is good, you know, and even that just by itself looks nice. Okay, and another thing that's cool is that you can take these buttons, you know, and put some twine through it and maybe put it on top of a scallop or something, and then you have like a cute little flower that you can add to a scrapbook page or to a card. See how cute that is. So I'm really liking these buttons, even though I have a lot of buttons, but if you want to match it, you know, these were, I didn't color these, I made these out of, you know, what do you call it, just cardstock. Great way to use up your scraps, you know, and just play around. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add the glossy accents there. It doesn't have to be super thick. Again, we are clogged. The story of my glossy accents. I'm going to stop complaining because we all have that problem. But we love it. I love glossy accents. Okay, so I'm just going to go around this and just give it a good coat. And I hope that helps, Carol Ann. Hope you find something really cute for your puppy's scrapbook page, and that Logan enjoys his first ever pet. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.